Welcome, my dear learners. In this session, we shall be looking at addition and subtraction of algebraic expression. Addition and subtraction of algebraic expression. Now, the process of adding and subtracting algebraic expression is known as simplification. Simplification. Now, in addition and subtraction of algebraic expression, we are going to make use of like terms, and we have learned about this in our previous lesson. Now, in algebraic expression, like terms can be added and subtracted together. So when you have 2x plus 4x, now these two terms are like terms because they have the same variable factors, which is what? X and then x. Therefore, these two terms can be added together. Similarly, when you have, let's say, 8x minus 8y minus 2y. Now, these two terms are like terms. Why? Because they have the same variables, which is y and then y. Therefore, we can subtract these two terms together. Also, let's take it that you have 10 wz plus 25 wz. So these two terms are like terms because they have the same variable factors, wz and wz. Now, in adding and subtracting algebraic expression, we are first going to group the like terms and then we simplify. I said we are first going to group the terms into like terms and then unlike terms, and then after that we add them and then we subtract them together. Is that clear? Good. So let's take it that you have 2x plus 4x plus 3y. So we are first going to group the terms into like terms. So we have 2x and 4x, they are like terms, so we can group them. And then we have 3y. Then after that, we add the like terms together. Now, in addition of the like terms or the subtraction of the like terms, now what we are going to do is that we are going to pick the coefficient of the like terms. So the coefficient of x is 2 plus the coefficient of this x is 4. We add them and then we pick one of the variables. We attach it to it. And then we simplify. 2 plus 4 give us what? 6. Then we add the x. So we have 6x. Now, 2x is the same as what? X plus x. Now, in front of every variable which is standing alone, there is one written in front, but we don't actually write it. So there's one in front of this x, there's one in front of this x. So we add the 1 to 1, giving us 2, and then we add the variable to it. So when you have 2x plus 4x, intuitively, we can say that x plus x, which is these 2x, and then plus what? 4x is written as x plus x plus x plus x. Now in front of each of these x's, there's 1 in front. So let's take it that we have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many x's do we have here? We have 6x. And that is the same as this. So whenever you are being asked to add or subtract algebraic expressions together, you first group the like terms and then you pick the coefficient of the like terms, you add them together and then you attach the variable to it. So let's take it that you also have 3y minus 2y. Now, since these two terms are like terms, we are going to pick their coefficients. So the coefficient of this y is 3, then minus 2. And then after that, we attach the variable to it. Then after that, we subtract 3 minus 2 give us 1y. But since we don't write 1y, we can say it's equal to 1 y. Very easy and then simple. So let's take few examples and then we try our hands on it. Is that clear? Go. So we have these very few examples here. Let's try our hands on it and then see how it goes. So we have the first example. We have A. We have 16y plus 4y plus 2y. We are to simplify this algebraic expression. Now realize that we have y, y, y. So it means that these terms are like terms, okay? All these terms are like terms. We have y, y, and y. So all these terms are like terms, and therefore like terms can be added and subtracted together. So we can add these like terms together. Now, as I said earlier on, after grouping the terms into like terms, now in adding and subtracting them, we are going to pick the coefficients of these like terms. We add them or subtract them together, and then after that, we attach one of the variables to it. So what we are going to do is that we are going to pick the coefficient of the first term, we add it to the second term, and then we add it to the coefficient of the third term, and then we attach one of the variables to it. So we are going to get 16 plus 4 plus 2 give us 22. So we have 22y. Very easy and then simple. So we have example 2. We have 17x plus 6y minus 4x. So the first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to group the terms into like terms and then unlike terms. So we have x and x here. So this term and this term are like terms. So we can group them together. So we are going to get 17x minus 4x. We also have another like term here, 6y and then minus 2y. We can group them together. So we have plus 6y minus what? 2y. Now after grouping them into like terms, what we are going to do is that we add and then subtract them together. So looking at this, since they are like terms, we are going to pick the coefficient of each of the terms. So we have 17 minus what? 4. We add one of the variables to it. Then looking at this, we are going to pick the coefficients. So we have 6 minus 2. We attach one of the variables to it. So we have 17 minus 4 give us what? 13. And then we have x plus 6 minus 2 give us what? 4. And then we add the y. So we have 13x plus 4y. Very easy and then simple. So we are going to solve example C and then try our hands on example D. So looking at this, we can see that we have like terms within. We have p and then p. Remember, p squared is different from p because this p is to the power of 1, but we don't write it. But this p is to the power of 2. So this p and p squared are different entities altogether. So p and p squared are not like terms, but p and p are like terms. I guess we are following. So we are going to group the like terms. We have 4p minus what? 2p. Then we have plus 6p squared. And then we have plus another 2p squared. So after grouping the like terms, we are going to pick the coefficient of the like terms. We subtract them together and then we attach the variable to it. So we are going to get 4 minus 2 and then we attach one of the variables to it. Then we have 6 plus 2. We attach one of the variables to it. So we have 4 minus 2 will give us 2, and then p. 6 plus 2 give us what? 8, and then what? P squared. We are done simplifying. Now p and p squared are unlike terms, therefore we can't add them together. So we leave our answer in this way. Try your hands on example D. I'm going to give you some tutorial set questions, and then you write them down. So these are tutorial set questions. Kindly pause the video to try your hands on it. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. If you are new on this video channel, can you like, share, and then subscribe. See you next week. Bye bye. Bye bye.